We are here in our CMM lab, and I'm going to have Kevin go into some details of what goes on in this room and how it incorporates to the shop and the operators out on the floor.
Everything's driven by the control plans. So based upon the control plan, the operator would bring in product in the CMM if the control plan indeed says that there's a CMM inspection requirement. Based upon that, also in the control plan will be the frequency of inspection. That's basically set up based upon how well the job is running. That includes the CP and the CPK, and if it's running at a certain level, 1.33 or above, there's a certain amount of inspection that takes place. If it's below 1, it's almost 100% inspection at that point. So once the product is brought in, and as you can see, it's identified with a serial number. Like we talked about earlier in the process, everything going through our manufacturing facility is identified with a serial number. And that is entered into the CMM program. Essentially, the probe goes around the part, touching points, collecting these points to create geometry. From that geometry, they go ahead and create relationships. From them relationships, they start to develop the relationship between the part and the drawing requirements, including the tolerancing that's built into the program. Once the data is collected, as you can see here, we have multiple colors, as we talked about earlier, where the green is meeting all the requirements of the controls we have in place. The purple means it's outside the CPK level that we set in, which is 1.33. That alerts the operator that may have an issue that needs adjustment, and also will change the frequency of inspection. The yellow means we're outside our control limits. The control limits we set in our parameters, which is essentially 75% of the spec limits. That's alerting the operator that he may need to take additional action, which includes additional inspections, or getting an engineer involved to help solve a problem that may exist. We don't have any red, so if it was a red, we have a non-conforming condition. If a non-conforming condition is detected, the parts then is identified and labeled. See here we have a disposition request. This is the problem. In here you'll see we have the material lot number, the part lot number, and the sequence number. And also we have the non-conforming condition. It will sit in here until it's dispositioned. It either could be dispositioned to scrap or it could be dispositioned to rework. That's the only disposition authority is allowed from out here in manufacturing.
This concludes our tour of the CMM lab. Let's go out and take a look at our Doosan twin turret horizontal machining center.